Hey, this is Pastor Laf, and we are in Psalm chapter 78. We took care of some of it yesterday. Got read down through about verse 7. Let's pick up there. He's talking about, in this psalm, telling the wondrous works of God to children and our children's children. And then he says, for various reasons, but he says this in verse 8. Verse 7, that they may set their hope in God and not forget the works of God, but keep his commandments, and may not be like their fathers, a stubborn and rebellious generation, a generation that did not set its heart right, and whose spirit was not faithful to God. The children of Ephraim, being armed and carrying bows, turned back in the day of battle. They did not keep the covenant of God. They refused to walk in his law and forgot his works and his wonders that he had shown them. Marvelous things he did in the sight of their fathers in the land of Egypt, in the field of Zoan. He divided the sea and caused them to pass through, and he made the waters to stand up like a heap. In the daytime also he led them with a cloud, and all the night with a light of fire. He split the rocks in the wilderness and gave them drink in abundance like the depths. He also brought streams out of the rock and caused waters to run down like rivers. But they sinned even more against him by rebelling against the Most High in the wilderness. Even though the Lord had done all these things, even though the Lord had been gracious, even though the Lord had done, just amazing things and been a blessing to the people of Israel, even though all this had been done, they forgot his wondrous works. He led them out of Egypt, led them through the desert, did these fantastic things, led them with a pillar of fire and a cloud, but they refused to listen. And the writer is saying that we need to teach our children the things of God so that they will not be stubborn and rebellious. If we don't, we have no doubt that they will become stubborn and rebellious. The world is fighting against our children now. If we don't raise up some kind of a standard against it, if we don't let truth become the main thing that we do and think about, well then, they have no hope. It's going to be very difficult for them to make it. You and I are responsible for not only this generation, but telling the next generation and the one after that. Verse 17 said, they sinned even more against him by rebelling against the Most High in the wilderness. Consider this. They rebelled against God when things got tough, when the decision-making was difficult, when they had to decide how strongly they're going to serve God or not. Things got tough. They were going through a testing period, a proving period, and in that period they failed and rebelled against him in this wilderness period. How much more would that happen to us if we're not in testing but still rebel? You know, many times we don't even hardly go through anything at all, any difficulties, not like they did, and we immediately lose faith and lose hope. How much worse would it be for us? Verse 18, and they tested God in their heart by asking for the food of their fancy. Yes, they spoke against God. They said, can God prepare a table in the wilderness? Do you realize that when you speak negatively concerning faith and faith issues, that you are speaking against God? You're questioning his ability and his power and his amazing great. You're saying, but can God really do it? I'm in a really tough situation, so can God really help me out? Can God really turn things around? Can God really make things better? Can he? What can God do? Do you understand how that looks? To him, you're speaking directly against him. I want to encourage you today. Guard your mouth. Trust in Him. Speak of Him. Teach children about Him. We'll pick this up tomorrow, but think about these things. Thanks for joining me today. God bless you. Have a fantastic day. We'll talk again tomorrow. Bye-bye.